Hello, everybody, and welcome to another GPS Community Showcase. Today we have Michigan Traeger here with us today, another fantastic guest from our Instagram community. How you doing, Mr. Ryan?
I'm well. Thank you for having me on. How are you?
I'm fantastic today. So let's go ahead and start off with explaining who you are to the people. What do you do? How'd you get started? Pretty much.
Well, my name's Ryan. Go by Michigan Traeger on Instagram. I got into barbecue probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago. Just a backyard barbecue, nothing special. I do it in my free time, cook for my family, and um, I love it's therapeutic. It's relaxing. It's a good way to get rid of stress and just having fun with it. The barbecue communities. Amazing community, super positive, um, super encouraging, and it's just great to be a part of. I got into it. My dad actually bought me a Traeger as a housewarming gift
Oh,
back in
that's nice.
2013, and I wasn't really into it much until about 2 or 3 years ago when I really started getting into it and the social media side of it. Um, and then started posting pictures and stuff and seeing the engagement of other barbecue enthusiasts and and then it kind of just took off from there and it's been fun.
Yeah. I feel like that's the best way to do it. You start off doing something you like, and then you're like, oh, well, maybe I could show
uh
people what I love. And as long, do what you love and you never work a day in your life.
yeah, exactly.
Now, I do see on your Instagram that you also cooked some bacon wrapped mozzarella sticks, which I recently did. This is my first time smoking anything ever. And yours look a lot better than mine did. So, do you have any tips for an aspiring
Yeah,
smoker what I might do better next time?
yeah, that's a good, I get that question a lot. Anything with bacon, right? And it seems I do more bacon stuff than I do anything else, which, right? That's everybody loves bacon, so
Because who
it
doesn't?
really works out. But that what I find the key is with cooking with bacon is at a lower temp and longer duration. Because when you cook bacon, especially in like a pan versus a grill, everybody wants to do it fast to get it over with. But what
Mhm.
happens with bacon, for me, from my experience, is when you cook it fast and high, it shrinks a lot faster. So then you don't get that aesthetic look to it when you cook it. But regarding the mozzarella sticks, it's from a frozen state. Wrap it in bacon, and
Okay.
it depends on the cut of bacon too. Like you want to go, anything I do for wrapping is typically in a thinner sliced bacon rather than a thick cut because it helps with the wrap and it seems to hold together better. Then in a lower temp, like a 225 to 230 for a longer duration, like 90 minutes. And then it usually just turns out awesome. And then, it's the lighting's gotta be right. Um, putting sauce on it so it glistens. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of things that go into it. And then the editing process is big too. But it's what I love to do. It's a lot of these guys are in bar, we love to do it, when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I can also, yeah, I can definitely see the lighting here. I definitely really appreciate the quality of your pictures. They're like all taken very aesthetically. I take all of our photos here as well. So I really
Thank you.
appreciate a good photo.
Thank you.
What would you say is your favorite thing to cook? Just because I see you cooking a wide variety of things here.
Yeah, I can thank my wife for that because she gets sick of the same things over and over again. But if I had a choice, so I really like brisket, but brisket's not really economically, like for a price perspective, it's just not, you know, it's super expensive. But if it were something, or one of my favorite things to cook are jalapeno poppers wrapped in
Hmm.
bacon. There's so many different things you can do with them, so many different rub combinations you can do with them, so many different things you can fill them with. And then we do a thing called Texas Twinkies. So if you have any leftover brisket or leftover pulled pork, you can fill the jalapeno, you core it out, fill it in with cream cheese and pulled pork, throw some rub in there, fill it, wrap it in bacon. They're just amazing, but they're always a crowd pleaser, as an appetizer, and they're just so good.
So do you think, I know a lot of the barbecue people are slowly getting into competitions. Do you think you're ever gonna join in on the competition? You're gonna keep hanging out in your backyard for fun?
I don't, as it sits right now, I don't have any interest to do any competition. I'm trying to wrap up school right now.
I feel
So,
that.
yeah, and I graduate in the fall, so I'm almost there. I'm thinking about venturing out to the YouTube side of things, maybe. But as far as competition, I don't I've got some really close friends that do it and they really enjoy it. But my kids are really young and
Yeah.
I'm around the house a lot, so it makes sense for me to be around here and make food and then have family and friends come over too. But just mainly cooking around the house, backyard barbecue, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Good
Yeah.
vibes. Are you up in Michigan then?
Yeah. Yep.
We're
I'm like
neighbor to the north.
right here.
Yeah, we're a little bit, we're spit
You're in
southern.
Ohio. Are you in
Yeah.
Ohio? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little bit southern, like Ohio. We're closer to Pittsburgh than we are anything else.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
like
So you're
that
like
little
east.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a weird little area.
Yeah.
Little, definitely as country as you can get out here.
But you still get the Midwest snow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. I know, right?
And of course, it's all country roads, so nothing gets plowed ever.
Yeah. That's always great.
So would you say, what would you say is your number one tip for someone who wants to get started into posting and getting started on social media on like the barbecue side of things, or even just getting started in general? What would you say is your top tip for getting started?
Oh, this is a great question. Don't get frustrated. Um, there's a lot of folks that when they start out, especially, myself too, you see a lot of these bigger guys and working with these big brands from a ambassador or influencer perspective. It's a grind, especially if that's your goal from the beginning. You gotta put a lot of time into the craft. um and it doesn't always have to be like super quality stuff. Brands love passion, right? And you can see a lot of that passion through your page. um and it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to like, and don't ever, and this is just a, like, always be one that uplifts each other, not try to step on one another to get to where you need to get, because
Mhm.
the barbecue community does a good job of, no matter what brands that you work with or how you do certain things, it's the way that you want to do it, and that's fine, because there's different people that cook to different temps and they use different rubs and different techniques, and there's no really right way to do it. It's just how you want to do it. And don't get discouraged if, because there's always going to be haters. There's
Yeah.
always going to be somebody coming in your comments telling that you're doing something wrong. Honestly, like if I have somebody, that has a disagreement with some way I cook, I delete the comment, because I want to promote positivity and love. And I think that's what the barbecue community does. Is I don't want to have anything in there that, even on somebody else's page, and I
Mhm.
see somebody else comment something, it's like you don't really want to engage in it because you don't want to give it legs. But it's like, listen, this person's just trying to do it. It's a grind. And always encourage others on your way up. That's a
Yeah.
big thing. As you go up, because there's usually folks that you'll gravitate towards that are at the same level that you're at as you are on your way up. As did I with, you know, uh, Garrett, Traeger, him and I, we were both around the same level when we first started, and just all the same folks, constantly encouraging each other as you go up. And it's don't burn any bridges. um, and always lead with love and spread positivity. That's, I mean, really it.
I love that. The Now, the number one thing that I've been interested in asking you guys is, has there been anything, because I'm on our TikTok right now, I'm
Mhm,
managing that stuff and I get to see everybody's crazy experiments because I feel like that's where everyone posts the experimental
mhm.
ideas. Has there been anything that you've seen lately or even just thought of yourself that you're like, man, I cannot wait to cook that maybe you haven't done yet?
Yeah. Well, it's just because I haven't got any pork belly yet, but it's the uh pork belly brisket. So it's basically people make the cubed burnt pork belly burnt ends, but they take
Mhm.
the whole thing and they smoke it like a brisket, and then you slice it into brisket pieces, and it's got this savory side to it rather than a sweet side, which is naturally what people will do
Hmm.
with pork belly.
Yeah,
But then they'll take it and they'll put it on tacos, and yeah, it looks amazing. So that's on my list.
might have
I
to take
wanted
might have to take a trip up to Michigan when you make that.
to, yeah, for
We
sure.
might need a sample sent to us.
Yeah.
All right. And is there anything else that you want to say to the community or anything else that you want to tell people or anything else that you want to shout out maybe or anything?
No, I appreciate you having me on, and
Of course.
I love when like things like this happen, like where we can, spread positivity, talk about what we love to do, and you know, um I appreciate it.
Of course, man. It's wonderful having you on. We're gonna get in touch with you after. I'll make sure our other media manager Nick gets in touch with you. We'll send you a little certificate of our appreciation. You can hang up near your grill if you want to,
Yeah,
or wherever you want. We'll set up there,
that's
and
awesome.
I'll make
This
sure
is
to get.
cool.
Of
This is cool
course,
what you guys are doing.
yeah. We really like to boost up because we're just getting started into cooking and everything, and we really want to support the people who support us.
Mhm.
And that's really what we're about. And we really like that the barbecue community is really about that as well. We like being in positive spaces just because it's one thing to just be a glove company and sell gloves, but when you realize that there's just so much cool stuff that our community does, I mean, how can we not be a part of it and try it ourselves, you know? Because
Right, exactly.
and we want to show you guys off because like our customers are cool. You guys are doing cool stuff. Like,
I
so
appreciate it.
it's
Yeah,
definitely something we want to keep doing.
yeah, absolutely.
Of course, man. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. And thanks again to Ryan for being on here today. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.